This at least questionable movie starts on a quiet and isolated island, where strange events unfold amid a family drama. Jonas Hansen's life is turned upside down when his grandmother, who has the unusual hobby of watching eagles with a microscope, suddenly finds herself in mortal danger. Out of nowhere, a rabid dog lunges at her, permanently interrupting her bird-watching hobby before she can get to safety. From afar, a mysterious woman observes the scene as if she's watching a movie, popcorn in hand. For months later, Jonas is back at another funeral, this time for his parents, who died in a car accident that seems to have been orchestrated by the same mysterious figure. Jonas' friends, his whole class, and especially his friend Nina console him, but the atmosphere is starting to feel way too suspicious. Oh, and by the way, this movie was actually filmed on the beautiful island of Amrum in Germany. But let's continue. After his parents' funeral, Jonas, shaken by the double loss, finds out that he might have to leave his beloved island. Fortunately, his grandfather offers to let him stay there until he turns 18, sparing him an unwanted move. Jonas then reintegrates into island life, reconnecting with his friends and settling back into the comfort of home. Things take an odd turn when a substitute teacher named Helena arrives, filling in until the regular teacher, M, recovers. She quickly recruits Jonas, Nina, and their friend Florian to help her unpack and settle in. Helena is pure charm and mystery, assigning tasks, keeping secrets, and laughing with Jonas and Florian as they put together a bookshelf, leaving Nina feeling a little left out. Nina tries to shake off this uncomfortable feeling by taking on the job of cutting the flooring, but she ends up hurting herself in the process. Helena insists on calling an ambulance, but Nina refuses, opting for a ride from Florian on his scooter while Jonas follows by bike, comforting her after they treat her injured foot at home. Little does Nina know that back at Helena's house, the teacher is busy rummaging through old boxes full of Instagram photos of Jonas. The next morning, Helena catches up with Jonas during his beach run and subtly asks about his relationship with Nina. Embarrassed and uncertain, Jonas admits that he's not quite sure what he feels. This all feels a little too much like a drama in a certain small island town, and honestly, if I were Jonas, I'd be running in the opposite direction by now. Helena, diving deep into her role as a teacher with a suspiciously intense interest, assigns the class a poetry project. She asks everyone to read the works of the chosen poet the way the poet himself would, which turns out to be harder than it sounds. Nina, struggling with the project, turns to Jonas for help, and they spend a night working on her poem together. Dinner at Jonas' house turns into a nostalgic chat with his grandfather about his father's unfulfilled dreams of becoming a writer. Things get weird when his grandfather, who also once dreamed of being a writer, takes a quick look at Jonas' work before dismissing it. Honestly, if I were Jonas, I would have made it clear just how much I want to follow my dream, but I guess that's harder to do when you seem to be the only one who believes in it. Soon after, Helena intensifies her interest in Jonas' writing, inviting him over to review his work under the pretext of giving feedback. Instead, she opens the door fresh out of the shower, trying to charm him with seductive glances. Things heat up and they end up kissing. Helena reassures him, saying, "Adults make their own decisions," which is a questionable philosophy considering her role. To make things worse, Nina sees the two together, and you can practically see jealousy and confusion boiling inside her. Personally, that would be my limit if I were Jonas. Chaos hits a peak during a school ceremony where Jonas' grandfather, the school principal, is giving a speech on stage. Helena, for mysterious reasons, decides to stare him down with such an intense look that it actually causes him to have a heart attack. When he collapses, Nina notices Helena's intense gaze and can't shake a shiver of fear. Jonas rushes to help his grandfather, wondering if the island will finally calm down after all this. Jonas takes his friend Friedrich home and, with the hospitality of someone who barely knows him, serves him a good wine. The visit isn't as peaceful as it seems, as Na, who's also there, starts wondering why Helena, this mysterious woman, suddenly cut her hair short. As if that wasn't enough, Nina, Jonas' girlfriend, storms in, furious and jealous because she believes Jonas doesn't trust her. Before leaving and slamming the door, she hears a creepy sound outside but doesn't think much of it. Little did she know the worst was yet to come. Helena shows up in Jonas' room, and of course they give in to passion. In the morning, Helena slips away quietly, but Na catches her leaving and becomes suspicious, leaving a mysterious package at his door. At school, Na talks about Helena with her friend Jewel, who casually mentions a disturbing curiosity. Helena looks exactly like an old German teacher at the school, Maria Roth. In a detective-worthy journey, Na decides to investigate the old-school yearbooks and, surprise, finds an identical photo of Maria. Looks like we're in the middle of one of those dramas full of twists. Later, Na pays dearly for her curiosity. Helena follows her to the library and, in a truly terrifying act, kills her. Jonas, a bit lost, arrives and asks about Na, but is told she left early. Unsuspecting, he leaves. With a cold, calculated look, Helena covers Na's body and throws it into the sea, but not before making sure it'll be hard to find. Of course, it's a terrible idea to hide a body near the sea, but Helena seems confident in her plan. Back at home, she takes a bath to wash off any traces and even makes a mysterious wave at Friedrich, who sees her through the window. With Na's disappearance, Jonas starts to worry and tries to reach Helena, who, like any good suspense story, reassures him by saying that Na was just jealous of them. Just as you'd expect, Friedrich's past resurfaces. In the hospital, he's forced to face Helena's vengeful gaze, his own niece, daughter of Maria, the result of a youthful romance. Helena, thirsty for revenge against the one who abandoned her mother, now has a diabolical plan. Destroy Jonas, the sole heir to the family line. In the final showdown, Helena tries to drown Jonas in the pool, but in a last breath of self-defense, he manages to save himself and, with a broken piece of glass, puts an end to his aunt's thirst for vengeance. Jonas, finally free from this web of intrigues, and with his head spinning from all the revelations, decides it's time to say a final goodbye to that island full of secrets. On his way out, he meets a girl who looks just like Helena, who casually mentions that the island is the only one marked in black on the map. Now tell me, what would you have done in Jonas' place? I, for example, would never have trusted someone as enigmatic as Helena from the beginning. It was obvious something strange was going to happen. And now, for anyone who wants another film with plenty of twists, here's one for you. I guarantee you'll love it. Take care.